How's it going, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to round 2 from my locals this past weekend. We've got my good friend on the Phantom Knight strategy and another friend of mine here on a very interesting deck as well, Gouki Codebreaker. I think actually another friend of mine played this deck on the feature many months ago, and it performed pretty well. So it'll be interesting to see this man's take on the deck. But they're going to go ahead and roll dice here. And I believe Phantom Knights are going to win the die roll. And they're going to go first here in this particular instance. And like always, or at least I'm trying to make it a regular thing, I asked you guys in the community tab who you thought was going to win this particular matchup. I worded it a little bit funny to maybe throw some people off, but I asked which deck will ensure that the other doesn't win, and 75% of you guys, as of right now when I'm recording this, said that Phantom Knight BA would make it so that Codebreaker wouldn't win with about 165 votes. So let's see if you guys are correct, and some of you guys may not be correct based on this first turn here for Phantom Knight, setting 2 back row and passing turn. You really hate to see it. You absolutely despise to witness it. And our Gouki player starting off with I think the best 2, well, not even the best 2, just the best way you could start with a deck like this. Just secure 2 warrior monsters on the field. Red later into Suprex, into Isolde. And that, of course, is going to proc a few chain links. That'll get Suprex. That will get the Isolde effect here. Now, I believe he's going to go Isolde 1, Suprex 2. He looks like he's going to go Fogblade 3 and the Called by 4. So, hitting the Suprex there is pretty good. Granted, I don't think you really have to Fogblade right then and there. After playing Infernoble for, a good chunk of time, and, I'll soon be playing it again. One thing I've always learned about Isolde in general is you never want to stop the first effect, because if you burn an interruption on them, using the first effect to get basically a blank to their hand, that means they can secure a second Isolde if they want to resolve the actual good effect they're trying to resolve, the one that dumps equips to summon to the field. And it looks like we could possibly see that happening right now. Nope, just kidding. We're seeing everybody's funny favorite Link 2, which is going to bring out everybody's funny favorite fusion monster, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Yeah, so he's going to go ahead and send Red Eyes Fusion, pay cost in the form of 2,000 life points, pay 2k, feel what? I don't know if we have a saying for this yet. I know it's like pay 8, feel great. That's worked for Cursed Eldland and Clifford Scout, but or pay 1,000, feel even better for Cosmic Cyclone. But what do we have for pay 2k? I don't know. What do you guys have in the comment section down for me? Or pay 2,000, something. Some good little saying for our Anaconda friend here. But regardless, he's going to swing in with everything, because for some reason you still get a battle phase after you use Anaconda. I don't know. If you guys didn't see the podcast, you should go check it out, because we were actually talking about some of the most problematic cards, at least in our opinion, this format, and Dragoon and Anaconda were definitely on that list. So if you want to hear us elaborate more, definitely go check out the podcast. I'll leave a link to it up in the top right if I can remember when I go to upload this. But it looks like that will do it for our Gouki player's turn, handing it over to our Phantom Knight player to see if he can recover. His opening hand did not look that hot. I think I saw like Bell, Ash, Fogblade, Called by, and Seer. And if he didn't top deck well here, it's not going to help him a lot. Top decking Tour Guide even at this point is not going to help. He's probably just hoping that his opponent is not going to have any advantage this turn or any way to continue extending. And he does. Road is a pretty strong card, and yeah, that's going to spell a very quick end to game 1. He couldn't even set any monsters there, else he just risks dying to burn damage even more so. So we're already into a game 2. And a reminder to check out Imperium Duelist if you guys haven't already. They sell all sorts of amazing sleeves, deck boxes, dice, binders, backpacks, and more at the link below, and you can get all their stuff for 10% off using my discount code WinnerKills10 off at checkout, and support the channel in the process. And if you guys are buying anything on TCG Player, please, as always, do not forget to use my affiliate link found in the description of all my videos. If you guys shop and check out using that link, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase will go right back into the channel and helps out a ton, especially for cards they're already going to be picking up. It's very simple to do. Just click the link, start shopping, check out, boom, you've already supported me just by doing that. Very helpful. So Looks like we're seeing a better turn here for Phantom Knight. Tour Guide is a hell of a card. Easily a 3 of it within this particular variant of the deck. Any 2 level 3s, so long as your BA engine hasn't been exhausted already, will get you where you need to be. And I remember this this line specifically within Block BA. Here he's sending Phantom Knight cards to the grave to set up more combos with the Phantom Knight engine later, but if we were playing Block BA, we'd be sending pretty much any level 3 extender here, like O-Lion, or sending, like Edgem Sabers, right? Man, do I miss that deck. But I'll stop reminiscing and get back to the game. But yeah, linking into the Bardiche, that's going to bring back, or will allow him to trigger Seer to bring back Cherubini. And then we're going to see Bardiche here dump Torn Scales, and that's going to allow him to set a copy of Fogblade most likely. Fogblade is going to be pretty effective here, at least in this particular matchup, if the actual board can be fully established here. It is very Monster Negate heavy, and I think that's exactly what he's going to need against a deck like the Gouki strategy, the Gouki Warrior Link Turbo, whatever you want to call it. The only reason I called it Gouki Codebreaker is because it does play a significant Codebreaker engine. So we'll see how it pans out here. It should be very, very effective at stopping the strategy. Again, it is very monster effect reliant, and if there's one thing Phantom Knight's as good as dealing with, it's with monsters, because they put up quite a few monster negates. Appaloosa, Utopic Dragon, multiple Fog Blades, and hand traps in hand. So now we're going to see Cloak banish itself. That'll trigger Torn Scales to hit the board, and of course he could also get access to Boots. Very, very easy way to extend right now. It looks like he is trying to use now Torn Scales effect by discarding one to summon a Phantom Knight monster from the deck. He's going to discard the gloves, and that is actually, or no, it's going to send one. So discarding gloves, sending the sword here. I'm actually not sure what the name of that PK trap is, but they all pretty much share the similar effect where they can just banish themselves to Reborn a Phantom Knight out of grave. And it looks like we're going to see him get that free special summon of Boots. And on res, we have the one and only Nibiru, the Primal Being. Probably this deck's biggest enemy in terms of hand traps. I know for Block BA, Nibiru was a pain. But, with all the graveyard setup you had at that point, if they didn't Nibiru you super, super early, it wasn't going to matter here, and this I wouldn't call very early Nibiru. He does have quite a bit of graveyard setup, so I think we'll see him establish something still here, even through this Nibiru with all the graveyard setup he has currently. Danger Jackalope is a pretty good card to have in hand. Man, this deck is giving me so many vibes, Block BA vibes right now, and I do miss it quite a bit. I've also been picking up some Torn Scales. I just got my second copy this last Saturday at Locals, because I would like to play this Phantom Knight deck at some point in the future. I pretty much have everything I need besides the third Torn Scales and the new Utopic Xyz monster. Other than that, we are in there like swimwear. I just need to get a third Secret Rare Tour Guide as well, and that'll be easier said than done. But yeah, the Jackalope actually unfortunately gets hit here. Not what you want to see. I'm sure you much would have rather seen him, the Jackalope, hit the field and draw a card on top of that to try to dig into more extenders. But this will have to do. Snake is summoned, and he uses the PK Trap Engrave to bring back out Boots. He's going to go into Breaksword, and looks like he's going to use Breaksword now, detaching Boots, popping both Breaksword and Nibiru. And that's going to trigger Breaksword's effect to summon out 2 PKs from the grave, and their levels are both going to be bumped up by 1, so that's going to allow him to establish a rank 4 play. And I imagine at this point he's going to go for one of the mainstays of this deck, which is Evil Swarm Nightmare, which is a nice little, somewhat generic rank 4, takes 2 level 4 darks, and it basically Book of Moons any monster that was special summoned on the opponent's field, and it's not a once per turn, so it's basically like a double Book of Moon for any monster that was special summoned. I think it only works for inherent summons. I could be wrong. I haven't played Evil Swarm Nightmare in a long time. The last time I played it, I think, was in DDD, surprisingly enough. So, yeah. Nightmare, 3 setback row. I mean, it's not terrible, right? It certainly could be worse through a Nibiru. Just a very, very solid board here, but that is a Harpy's Feather Duster. That is going to clear 3 Fogblade. Oh my goodness. 3 of a kind right there off of that Harpy's Feather Duster. You really do hate to see that. And, I mean, Evil Swarm Nightmare still could put in some work here. If he tries to, he's going to have to use his normal summon here. That's no exception, but he will need an extender in the form of Red Layer or... All right, Gamma Seal shutting down the Nightmare, and this is what we would call getting sacked. Yes, this is what I would call getting sacked. I think it's appropriate. I mean, it happens, right? That's Yu-Gi-Oh! This kind of thing happens every now and then. If they have it, they have it. In this case, my man on the right here, he had it in more ways than just one. Wasn't just the Nibiru, wasn't just the Duster. He had to go ahead and throw what probably is the final nail in the coffin here, and that is a copy of Gamma Seal. And he's linking into a Soul with Suprex and Octastretch. That's going to get him so much advantage. He's going to get to search Rematch alone, which is just like kind of bonkers. Like, graveyard setup aside, like just having a card like Rematch is pretty insane. Now we're going to see a Soul to actually use its other effect, sending one, which is going to be Phoenix Blade in this case, to summon out the Octastretch. Now, forgive me, I am a bit unfamiliar with a lot of the Codebreaker stuff. The only Gouki monsters that I know that do anything are Octastretch and Suprex, because I did play them for a little while in an Infernoble build. But I think that's Headbat. He's summoning that to the field by discarding another Gouki to the grave. He's going to link all the way up into a 3-material Appaloosa right now, which is already really strong going against the Phantom Knight deck. A lot of monster-heavy effects here, although it won't stop Fogblade in the grave from being able to bring out something like Breaksword, which it could be handy. So if he can bait out at least one negate, it'll drop it below that 2,000 threshold, and then, Breaksword can be brought out off of a Fogblade and run over that Appaloosa to get rid of those 2 other monster negates very easily. Now we're going to see him follow up with the rematch. That's going to bring back Super X and Octastretch. And he's going to get into a Link 2 here, I imagine. Obviously what the deck excels at. Links, and now we're going to see one of the Codebreaker links, which I will actually pull up real quick. I believe this is Codebreaker Virus Swordsman. When this card is special summon, if it is co-linked, you can special summon one Codebreaker 0 day from your hand, deck, or graveyard to his own a link monster points to. And it looks like that is what he's going to do. And then he's going to link the Virus Swordsman and the Codebreaker 0 day into probably the Codebreaker Virus Berserker. While this card is special summon, if it is co-linked, you can special summon up to 2 Codebreaker monsters from your hand or graveyard to any zone or zones a link monster or monsters points to. So he's going to get to revive back the Link 2 and the 0 day. A very strong extender engine right here, as we're seeing. Like, that was basically like he just resolved a soul charge, essentially, to do whatever he wants. Now going into a Bardiche of his own. Yeah, things are going to start spiraling out of control here if our Phantom Knight player doesn't have anything, and unfortunately, I don't think he does, sending the Cloak, setting a Fogblade, now banishing Cloak to probably go ahead and add a copy of Boots. And then we'll probably see Boots get summoned to the field. And if he's going to make a Link 2 with Boots and Codebreaker, I think I know what Link 2 it's going to be. It's going to be everybody's favorite Link 2. Why not follow up your already good end board with a nice old Red Eyes Dark Dragoon? And yeah, that is definitely an impressive board, and one you unfortunately got to fold to. It was the 3-card special. You had the Nibiru, the Duster, and the Gamma Seal, and yeah, that's going to allow him to take this match very swiftly. 2-0 Gouki Codebreakers taking this one. If you guys want to see more of my content, click on one of the videos popping up on the bottom of the screen right now. And of course, a huge shout out goes to the Divine level channel members that go above and beyond to support this channel. They are Cadillac CD4, Pony Stark, and Keith Siggers. Thank you guys so much for your extremely generous support of this channel.